Hello, Houston. Hello, Dallas. Welcome back to For the Love of Dogs. I'm Arthur Benjamin, and this is Farrah White. And once again, we're glad to have you all of our viewers with us today.
Absolutely. Each and every one of you. Have you ever wondered what tricks of the trade are used to keep your dog from chewing up everything in your home? We're going to meet a woman who's helping families and their dogs have a forever home.
And these days, social media is playing a big role in animal rescue. Find out how a little later in this show.
But first, Adopt a Rescued Friend in Houston is doing its best to rescue, rehabilitate, and rehome companion animals with families in forever homes. That is actually their mission statement. Amy Venegas is a volunteer and foster mom for ARF and is here with more information about this great organization. Welcome, Amy. Thank you so much for making the trip.
Thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it.
And tell us who you brought with you.
Today I brought my current foster dog. His name is Chance.
Look at
Hi, Chance.
Hi there,
Hey,
Betty.
boy. Hey, buddy. How's it going?
So tell us a little bit more about Adopt a Rescued Friend.
Adopt a Rescued Friend started in 2008 with Norma Handelson and Vicki Mazin and Seth Daniels. Norma was looking for a no-kill all-breed rescue organization. Ms. Mazin just kept having animals dropped off at her property. Here, you do something with them. And Mr. Daniels ended up with an unexpected litter. So got into rescue, and ARF was created.
That's so funny. So why would they, do you think that they would drop them off there at her property?
She was the last house on the road.
Ah.
And they also knew of her affinity for animals.
Okay.
So at least it was better than dropping them off on the side of the road.
Absolutely.
At least they got to somebody else.
Sure.
So they're...
Now, what's different? Tell us what's different about Adopt a Rescued Friend.
Adopt a Rescued Friend we do all breeds. We don't specify anything. We don't hold back on placements with children, and we do our absolute best to not euthanize any animals unless they are absolutely can't go any further, or they can't really be treated, but we will do absolutely everything we can to correct them. For instance, Chance was 38 pounds when he was found with a severe issue with his right hip requiring a femoral head osteotomy. And he's got very bad teeth from chewing on rocks and things like that, as well as he's heartworm positive. So these are all medical issues that needed to be dealt with, and we've dealt with his FHO surgery, and he's in therapy now, water therapy for that, to help strengthen his leg and his joints and his hips.
Well, to give our viewers an idea, Chance, who is the most loving animal, he's just amazing, is 78 pounds now.
Correct.
So he's more than double the weight he was when he came in.
That's absolutely.
Plus his hips have been repaired.
Yes.
His teeth have been cleaned, and and he's on medication, and he'll be heartworm negative in a short while.
Very soon, exactly.
Now, we understand that ARF has received many accolades over the years.
They have. They are a organization that works, it was the first organization to work with the Houston SPCA as a preferred rescue organization. So whenever they have a problem, a dog that is stressed out in the shelter, ARF is the first person they'll call. If BARC will also recommend ARF for people who have come up with injured animals, they know ARF can handle them. We know how to take care of them, both provide them with quality medical care, but also deal with medical fosters who can deal with the recuperation and recovery.
Where do most of your dogs come from?
A lot of our dogs come from Houston. However, we are contacted throughout Texas, Alvin, Dallas, so statewide. ARF is called upon.
And you take in all cases?
All cases. We've taken in 40 puppies and dogs just since January 1st.
Oh, wow.
And some with very severe cases. The current case was a 6-week-old puppy, I believe, with a spiral femoral fracture, or somebody twisted it and broke it. costing quite a lot of money in vet bills, having to take them to a specialist, but she's doing great.
So what are your greatest needs right now?
Money, as is for all rescue organizations. Fosters are very important. It's great to rescue every dog and would love to, but they need to be in a home to be rehabilitated and help them with their trauma. We need fosters. We also need equipment. Our microchip scanner recently broke on us.
No.
And without it, we can't guarantee the microchips that we do are going to work. We always double check that it's going to work and it's fine. And that just died on us, and that's not cheap.
How much are they? Do you know?
I don't know off the top of my head. I leave that to our founders.
How long have you been with ARF? And you foster yourself,
I
right?
absolutely do. I started with ARF as a foster. My first foster was Douglas, a Great Dane Black Lab mix, and he brought me into the ARF family. I've been with them since 2010, and I've placed, Chance will be my third foster, but I have placed 2 others through through ARF.
Well,
so
he's
fun.
obviously a very, very dangerous animal.
He is.
I mean,
Look at that.
Look
Well,
at this.
clearly you get this, but what else do you get out of fostering?
The love to watch them come back. When I saw Chance on Facebook and ARF asking for somebody to step up and deal with his medical issues and challenges, I knew I could help him. This was the one dog right now that I could make a difference with. He had no hope.
Yeah.
well, he's got a lot of hope now.
He does now. He's alive and vibrant, and that is what I want to do. That makes me so happy to see him transform.
He's such a sweetheart.
He is. He's a great dog.
Yes.
He's a great
And you
boy.
know I'm talking about you, too.
And you've got a foster case that I think was the worst in your history. Tell us a little bit about Crimson and Clover.
Crimson and Clover were ARF's worst cases. They were literally skin and bones. You could count every bone on their body. They had no fur. They were completely bald. After lots of love, they are fantastic.
They're doing good today?
They're doing good today. They're happy. They're together, which is a good thing.
Are they looking for a home, or do they
No,
have a
they're
home?
placed.
Fantastic.
They have a forever home.
That's great.
It's a fantastic opportunity. And Crimson and Clover actually helped ARF get their logo designed by Liska, a very big organization who does a lot of famous logos and trademarked it for us.
Now, who's Jewel?
Jewel was one of the fosters, our longest case with ARF. She was so timid, so shy. She would just cower next to Vicky's leg. And then the family that adopted Douglas saw Jewel, and the wife, Mrs. Wolf, knew yet again she could do something for her. And so she adopted Jewel, and they adopted Douglas as well, and she is a bright, vibrant little girl now.
So you're always looking for fosters,
Always.
volunteers,
Always.
money.
Money.
So that's how they can help.
That's right. So Adopt a Rescued Friend in Houston is always looking for community's help. So call 713-854-1216, or you can go to arfhouston.org for more information.
Amy's going to stick around with us because when we come back, she's going to show us how you can make your home a forever home for any dog, especially one that needs some help. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
My name is Teresa. This is Scooter.
My name is Amber. This is Duke.
I'm Dr. Dixon, and this is Annie.
I'm Emily. This is Jackson.
I'm Kelsey, and this is Skittles.
My name is Miko. This is Chloe.
My name is Ty. This is Callie.
My name is Tamar. This is Simon.
My name is Renee. This is Snowball.
My name is Dr. Miller. This is Fletcher.
My name is Eric. This is Sport.
My name is Stacy, and this is Britches.
And I'm a pet lover first.
And I am a pet lover first.
Welcome back to For the Love of Dogs. Amy Venegas is back with us to talk about her Forever Homes business. It helps dogs and their owners fix issues that might cause a dog to be discarded, right?
Aw. So when did you feel the need to start this business?
When I started working with rescue, actually, in adopting my own dogs, because they're fantastic animals. And some do have behavioral issues, but with love, knowledge, and a lot of patience, they can be fixed.
So who do you have with you now?
Today I have my little boy, Gabriel. He was rescued as well. I've had him for about 4 years. He was abandoned, left tied to a tree, and he has scars as well. But I specialize in your power breeds. I'm not very big, so if I can handle a 90-pound Rottweiler, anybody can. And I've retrained him and rehabilitated him. He's excellent manners, and I'm very proud of him.
You know, that's a very good point that you bring up, because you're saying, I'm not very big and I can do it, because I think some people get scared of the larger dogs.
Absolutely.
And they really shouldn't, and you clearly are proof, because he's almost as tall as you.
He is.
Sitting down.
In many ways, they can be easier to handle than the smaller dogs.
Absolutely, absolutely. And their size can intimidate people, and there's no reason to be.
Do you think that more dogs would get to stay in their homes if their owners worked with them or knew how to work with them?
Absolutely. One of the first things I explain to people is the social hierarchy for dogs. They must have a leader. They must have a pack leader. And if you don't establish that relationship immediately, it's going to be very hard to make the perfect dog that you want, that can go out with you to dinner and not jump on people and things like that. But it is absolutely possible to have a fantastic dog if you just work at it. It's a 365-day, 24 hours, 7 days a week responsibility. But it's like anything else, practicing a sport or an instrument or dance. You have to practice at it every day to make it perfect.
So how do you help these families? What exactly do you do?
Well, first off, I will find out what the problem is with the dog, and then find how their owner and the dog communicate with each other. Many times, we talk to our dogs, expecting them to understand what we're saying, and they have a different language than we do. So I try and explain to them. Telling him and yelling at your dog does nothing. All they're reading is your excited, nervous energy and your frustration, which then just escalates for them. But if you come at it from a calm leadership, I'm in control, they're going to respond. Sit.
Just like that?
Just like that. Good boy.
Well, I was going to say, can you give us an example of how you can correct that, but she just did that. So what are some of the most common issues that these dogs have?
Excited energy. They get so revved up and they're so happy, but nobody knows how to calm it back down to have a calm dog that can sit and interact with people at their homes and at functions like that. One of the things is don't get excited. Calm down, relax. They're going to feed off of your energy. They can read you. Dogs can read you when you're happy, when you're sad. One of the reasons that they're very good therapy dogs. They can read those emotions. You're excited or you're frustrated, you're feeding that to them. But if you're calm, focused, centered, you can do this.
Well, see, that makes sense, doesn't it?
And it's all in consistency and repetition.
It is. It's all in consistency and repetition. Every day they go for a walk. I take them for their leadership walk to establish I'm in command. I'm in charge. You will do what I say because I say it.
Right.
And dogs are very similar to children. They don't come with they're not perfect. They don't come knowing how to walk on a leash or not to pee in your house. We have to teach children how to eat and potty train. Same thing.
About how many sessions does it take?
It really depends on the dog and the situation and how much work the owners are willing to put in. And a lot of times we start to find that there are more issues, underlying issues, than just, oh, I want him to stop jumping on people.
Right. Right. And does nutrition play a role?
Nutrition plays a huge role. Without proper nutrition, you have many different issues that can affect a dog. They're always sick. They always have tummy issues. You will have skin and coat issues. And if you don't have a good quality nutrition, don't feed a good dog food, you will have your dog's just not going to be happy.
And both of your dogs have incredible coats.
Yeah,
Thank you
you know
very
what?
much.
It's from the inside out, just like with human beings.
Exactly. It matters what you feed them.
So if you want to learn more about Amy's services at Forever Home, give her a call, 281-907-0834.
Amy, thanks so much for being here today. Thanks so much for giving us something to really think about when dealing with a dog and its behavioral issues.
Yeah.
And it makes it possible for anyone to be a creator of a Forever Home.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me.
Gosh. We're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, the role that social media is playing in animal rescues, so don't go away.
Don't go away.
Every year, families in North Texas unknowingly spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in support of neglect, abuse, and disease. When you buy a puppy from a parking lot or flea market, you could be supporting the cruelty of puppy mills that profit from dogs bred in abusive conditions. Help us stop the cycle. To learn how, go to spca.org/no-puppy-mills and take the puppy pledge.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
Welcome back to For the Love of Dogs. Social media has taken over the world, literally, and it's done the same with animal rescue businesses. In fact, it's helped homeless animals find homes faster than ever before.
Alva Logsdon Cranford is the founder of Positively Texas. It's a networking organization that's helping animals and animal lovers connect across the entire state. Alva is here to tell us how it works. Welcome, Alva.
And Michi Noel. Michi Noel.
Michi Noel. Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Oh, and she brought us
Taco Bell?
These fantastic shirts and this killer charm that is the, actually it's the logo for Positively Texas, which is the little Texas symbol with the little paw in the corner. So cute. See it?
Now we're starting to look like public television
It's so cute. It's just so
the Home
cute.
Shopping Network.
Well, tell us more about Positively Texas.
Well, in 2008, I had left corporate. I had been a national marketing director and had run an in-house agency. So my expertise was in marketing, communications, advertising, public relations. And I was losing my dog, Maggie May, about that time to kidney failure. And I had her for almost 15 years. We had a very deep bond, and it was a very difficult time. And somehow during that same time frame, I began to kind of lose my blissful unawareness of how bad it was for shelter pets, especially in North Texas. And so I lost Maggie, my heart broke into a million pieces. And then as I discovered how bad it was for shelter pets, the grief continued. So the first thought was, there's something I can do. And I looked at starting a rescue. I think that's the first place a lot of people start. If I only won the lottery, I'd start a rescue, I'd start a sanctuary. But I realized that there's over 200 rescues in North Texas already, and the amounts are still high. So I thought the fastest thing I could do is start a social network. So I actually created an actual social network called PositivelyTexas.net, and I contacted rescues and shelters across the country, across the state to join. And I found that people tend to be very busy in rescue, Most of them have day jobs, and then they do rescue in the evenings and weekends. And it didn't take off the same way until I got on Facebook. And when I first started my page, I asked friends to join, and I began to try to reach out to people and invite them to be a part of it. And there were days in the beginning where I actually wondered, will there be something to post about today? And so I tried to find shelter walkers who were taking photos of the pets that were in need, and I began to share that way. When I built up a bit of a network, I thought there's so many more people out there that can help, because I began to see how exciting it was. People were beginning to become aware, become fosters, offer money to help pay for a pet's surgery or health care needs. And you could just see that there was something magical there. So I advertised. I used my marketing expertise and went in to try to target and find the people who had joined the network. And it just took off. And so in the first year, probably to a year and a half, most people who were active on the site didn't have their own pages. And I continued to advocate for you to find your own spot, because your spot may be fostering, your spot may be advocating for pets, or volunteering, or taking them for walks, or helping fundraise. And so there's a place for everybody in rescue, and no matter what your skill is, or your economic ability, or your talents. And we found that we've raised up photographers now that will go into the shelters and take photographs and post them on the websites. We have people that are now, thankfully, starting their own pages. We've got several here in North Texas that have tens of thousands of their own followers now. Yes. And so what I've started doing is less posting of the actual urgent pets, because as we build up more pages, I want to build up their support. Funny thing about social networking is, and social media, is you start out there thinking, my market is Texas. And then you go beyond that, and all of a sudden we have people in other countries that are following us, and they can't foster, they can't rescue, so they donate.
Wow.
And Seagoville has a great story. There's a lady in another country who follows their page and their work, and she took her vacation and came to Texas to volunteer at their shelter, and she does that, I think, every year now. And so it's just amazing to see how far people are coming, how they're willing. We also adopt a lot of animals out of state. We have
Well, you have like 37,000 followers or something, right?
We do.
So you've had a great response to starting that.
And Facebook continues to change. The one thing about social media, we continue to change, and so you have to constantly stay abrupt with what's happening. Facebook was originally free, and they still are, but now they filter your posts, so things changes. In September of 2011, we were getting 5 million post views a month, and that was tremendous reach that we had. So you have to kind of stay alert with what's happening with social media, what's changing, what kinds of things you have to do differently.
Well, and you can reach out to people pretty immediately. You know, if something happens, it can be instant.
Exactly, and that's been one of the best lifesavers. There are some shelters that will post a kill list with just a few hours left in the day, and so we've decided that if there's still a few hours left for networking, we'll put the call out there for action, because we've seen pets rescued in the last hour of their life. And so you're right, it's very immediate. We can get funds raised, and one of the neat things about some of the shelter pages that have started, it's volunteers, is that they have gone into when they post a pet that's on the kill list, they post a fundraising, because the pet will probably need to be spayed or neutered. It will probably maybe need rabies shots or something. And so when a rescue takes that pet, they don't have to say, where will we get the money to provide the vetting for this animal? It's already been raised for them.
And you're an advocate for no-kill shelters.
Yeah.
Do you find in your circles that most people believe in no-kill, or is that a mixture?
It's a mixture. There are people that are very strongly for no-kill, and there are people that are opponents for it. And I tend to view my perch as a kind of watching to see what's happening. And where I keep supporting the idea of no-kill is to see that the programs are working. We have 4 shelters in Texas that are currently saving 90% or more of the animals in their care. And it's simple programs. It's working with volunteers. It's taking the pets to where the people are. Not everybody will come to a shelter, and so if you take them to where the people are are out shopping, they see a pet, they fall in love, there's an instant connection made, and they didn't realize the pets were even there. Some people don't know where their city shelter is. They would never go there. The hours may not be consistent or workable for them. It's hard sometimes for people to go to a shelter and only be able to take one pet when there's a lot of other pets vying for your attention. And so there's just a lot of really wonderful programs that are working, and communities that are committing to no-kill are currently averaging about 1 a week. There's 92 shelters in representing about 300 cities and towns that are currently committing to saving 90% or more of the animals in their care.
And you've got an event coming up. Is it March
23rd?
23rd?
I do. This is the second event that I've hosted. I just believe in the programs, and I think once people understand that there's more that can be done, you know, we hear the term so often, pet overpopulation, and we see the national videos of these tragic pets in need, and people kind of assume that there's nothing that can be done. It's just something that is difficult. And what we're seeing is that when shelters embrace these programs, they work with volunteers, they take photos, good photos of their pets. They use social media, they have offsite adoption events. They have programs that help the pets do better in the shelter until they're adopted or rescued. And we see that it's working. So what I do with the workshop is I just say, somebody needs to host one. And I look at No Kill or hosting my first shelter as being very similar to the No Kill. First you commit, and then you take a step. So last year when I hosted the first one, I just put it out there. I didn't know if I would be in the hole several $1,000s for the event. I didn't know if...
Where's the event? Can anybody attend?
It can. It's open to the public. It's in Irving, Texas. We have a website. It's missionpetsalive.eventbrite.com. And that's where people can register to attend the event. It's in Irving, Texas this year. And last year we sold out with over 300 attendees. And so we anticipate the attendance will be the same this year as well.
That's so great. Incredible. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, and I know that you produce videos and you own a shop. So this lady, Alva, is doing so many things. And there are so many ways that you can reach out to Positively Texas. Go to positivelytexas.net or positivelytexas.com and find them on Facebook. Under facebook.com/PausTexas.
Well, we're out of time. And I want to thank Amy Venegas again and Alva Logston Cranford. I have trouble with it. Of Positively Texas. We all wish you the best with your mission and your event, and them with their mission and their event.
Absolutely. And remember to keep up with For the Love of Dogs online at AmericanDogRescue.org. And as always, follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
And so for all of us here at For the Love of Dogs, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.